Hey guys, good morning. Welcome. Absolutely blessed to be able to be here this morning with you guys going through the scripture together. Just as a heads up, I'll be here for another day, and then Jessica and I will be jet setting. She still doesn't know where we're going, so if you know, keep that quiet. We're going to spend some time for our 20th anniversary, just the two of us, for about a week. So super excited about that. I've got a bunch of great guys that are going to be filling in for me over the course of the next week or so. So encourage them as they share the word with you. And so here we are, though, guys. We're in Philippians chapter 2. This section that we're covering right now is, I don't know, I can really relate to it. And hopefully you can too. It's Philippians 2, 17 and 18. And it says this, it says, yes, and if I am being poured out as a drink offering on the sacrifice and service of your faith, I am glad and rejoice with you all. For the same reason, you also be glad and rejoice with me. And so Paul would say this, as he has been working and encouraging them and strengthening them, not wanting all of the work that he has done to be done in vain. He says, and he basically just lets them know, listen, I've been poured out as a drink offering. Oh, so what was a drink offering? Now, what we get to see in scripture is that it was about a quart of wine that was poured out for every single one of the lambs that were sacrificed. You would pour a little bit of that right there on the altar as the meat's getting cooked and burned. And what it would do is, an understanding is that it would provide this sweet smelling aroma that would just kind of flow up to the Lord as that wine would just kind of decant off. And Jesus even gives this beautiful picture as you take communion. He would show them the cup and says, this is the blood of my new covenant, which I have poured out, as it relates to him pouring out of his life, which would again be a sweet smelling aroma to the Lord, a life of sacrifice, a life of giving, a life where you're no longer concerned about your ways, but you're only concerned about his ways. That's what it looks like as we understand Paul giving us this visual as he says he is poured out for them. And he says for the service of your faith. That's why he's there. He is servicing. He is coming alongside, building him up like he would go through anything so that their faith might just grow. And he would be able to be a simple part of that. It's worth it to him if just one of the Philippians, just one more Philippian, might be transformed by the truth of Jesus Christ. And he says this, for the same reason, you also be glad and rejoice with me. And it's kind of cool that he says that, because Paul is in prison, as you recall, and he has been completely, he's poured out his life. This is getting to the end. He's given everything that he has for the gospel, for the kingdom. He's done all these things, and he looks and he says, listen, for this reason, rejoice and be glad with me, because I've had the opportunity to give of my life to my Lord and in service to you. And it's really neat with that, because what it does is it now allows the Philippians to see that Paul, while he may be suffering at some level, his suffering to him doesn't seem like it's suffering. Because it's simply service to them. His chains are for them, so that they can see what it might look like to go through hardship, to go through trial, to go through difficulty, all those things, and be able to walk out of it tall and strong, understanding that, you know what, this life that Paul lives is given as a measure of sacrifice. And so if he's going to be able to engage with the work and the reality of Jesus's death on the cross, and he has to partake and share in some of those sufferings, rejoice and be glad, because it's something that he gets to do, and he does it willfully. As he gives of his life and his self over to the service of people, he does it willfully. And so for what does that matter to us? What does that matter to you? Well, it's super important that you get this and that I understand this as well, is that, our attitude towards serving other people is simply, it has to be, I am doing this as just one who's willing to be absolutely poured out for whatever that looks like, as a drink offering to the Lord, as something that would bring a sweet smelling aroma, that the Lord would be so pleased and so blessed to see me walking through every opportunity which he places before me, even if it means that it's exhausting and tiring and it's going to wear me out and all those things, that we would just at the end of the day, at the end of our lives, say, you know what? I have been completely exhausted of every bit of the resources you've given me. I've been exhausted of my time. I've been exhausted of my talents. I've been exhausted of anything else you've given me, of my emotional energy, my capacity. I am undone because I have poured myself out for your service and for your will. And that's what you need to do. That's what we're called to do as followers of Jesus Christ, to be completely and utterly poured out for his service. I love you guys. Be encouraged and strengthened in the word today. And may you just be poured out just as Paul was, for the sake of somebody, maybe just one more, to be transformed by Jesus. Love you guys. God bless you, and see you tomorrow morning.